In this series, I'm starting over as a broke level 1 player with the goal of becoming a GTA Online veteran. But in order to do so, I'll have to complete every objective on this list while having a limit of 2 hours a day to play. So with that being said, welcome back to another episode of Rags to Riches 2-hour edition. In today's episode of Rags to Riches, I'm going to be showing you how I make $4 million with little to no effort as a solo player. And then I'm gonna buy a couple things that I've been wanting to buy for quite some time. So this money grind actually started last week after I completed a Cayo Perico heist. I made $1 million from it, but I realized I'm just tired of doing all the heists, the Dre Contract, the auto shop contracts, and instead I wanted to make some easy passive money. So to do so, I decided to run all of my passive income businesses all at the same time. And to do so, I came over here to my arcade. I would hop into the master control terminal here. I would resupply all of my MC businesses, resupply my bunker, and my nightclub. Now, in part, I did that because I wanted some passive money, but I also thought that the MC businesses and the bunker might go on double money pretty soon. And luckily, the bunker is double money this week. So today, I'm gonna sell off my stock from all 5 of these businesses and use the 4 to 5 million that I make to purchase 2 things that I've been wanting to get for quite some time. Now, the reason why this grind is so simple is because for the nightclub, all you have to do is set it up once, which I've done many episodes ago. And then for the bunker and MC businesses, all I have to do is buy supplies. And because I have the equipment and staff upgrade for all of these businesses, they produce me the most amount of stock in the shortest amount of time. So all I did was then buy supplies for 75k and then go AFK. The current AFK method that I use is going over to a TV in one of your apartments and spectating other players in a public lobby. I've gone AFK with that for many hours and never been kicked. So that's what I would do. I would go AFK for 2.5 hours, come back, buy supplies for everything again, and then go AFK once again. And I would do that a handful of times up until the point where 3 of the businesses are full and I have tons of stock in the other 2. So the first business I'm going to sell off today is my bunker, and that's because it's paying out to double money. And to maximize my profit on the sell mission, I'm also selling in a public lobby with 20 or more people, because with that, I will get a high demand bonus of 50%. So my sale should be about 1.5 million, but with the 50% bonus, I should be making over 2 million. The first thing to do when selling in a public lobby is always to check the lobby and see what's going on. If you see a bunch of people with Oppressor MK IIs, Sparrows, Raijus going around griefing people, you should always find a new lobby, so I like to do this first. This lobby looks pretty peaceful, so now that I've checked that, I can now sell it, and I have 1.47 million in the bunker. Now, the bunker sell missions are a little bit tough, because sometimes you could get a lot of vehicles and not enough time, so I can't do it as a solo player, but we gotta hope for one of the good sell missions. And of course, I get a 4 dune buggy sell mission. I'm gonna load into a new lobby and hopefully I'll get a better sell mission. There's no way I complete this as a solo player. Now, if you're making money with the bunker as a solo player, usually the best way to do it is to sell after 1 batch of supplies, because 1 batch of supplies will only produce enough product to have 1 sell vehicle. But once you get halfway or 3/4 of the way down the stock bar, you're gonna get more sell vehicles, which is why this sell mission is going to be a little bit tougher, but we're going back into it. I lost, I believe, 60 or 70k worth of product, and this time we get a 15 drop-off mission, and although you probably could complete this in time, this one's definitely not worth it, so I'm going to try again. Alright, hopefully 3rd time is the charm. Let's see which sell mission we get this time. And this time we get the 3 Insurgent drop-off. This one's honestly probably the 2nd best. The best mission to get is the 2 Phantom Wedge drop-off, but I'll gladly take this one. Also, going back to what I was saying before about selling in a public lobby, some precautions you could take. Obviously, the first one was to check the lobby to see if it's somewhat peaceful. The second is to get a good sell mission. The third is to sell at night, which is what I'm doing right now. And the 4th is to use Ghost Organization, which is in your CEO abilities tab. Go down here and it will take you and your product off the radar for up to 3 minutes. Hopefully in that time, people will forget you're selling or not even know you're selling, and you could complete the mission. And here we are for the first drop-off. Now, something else that's important for these bunker sell missions is which bunker you have, and by far the best one to go with is the farmhouse bunker, but because I don't have as much money on this account, I went for the Chumash bunker when I first started. The Chumash bunker is still pretty good, but the farmhouse bunker is by far much better. I can't lie, I shit bricks every time I sell in a public lobby, but the cash bonus for selling in a public lobby is just too good. Alright, here we are at the 2nd drop-off. Oh no, there's a Deluxo behind me. No, okay. Every person's coming at me. Deluxo, Vigilante, Oppressor, and I keep thinking they're gonna blow my shit up. It's got me stressing, can't lie. But I've gotten lucky. I finally arrived at the 3rd drop-off. Can we register? Hello? I thought it wasn't going to register there for a second, but we have dropped off all 3 insurgents, which means we should be making, I believe, roughly 2 million. Just over 2 million. That is incredible. And now that I've sold my bunker, it's now time to sell off my MC businesses. For these, I'm going to sell them in an invite-only session because out of all the sell missions in the game, the MC business sell missions can be some of the most difficult to do because they have slow vehicles and they take the longest. So they're the easiest for getting griefed in an online session, and I don't even want to take a chance. And luckily, I got pretty much the only sell mission you could complete in a public lobby, and that is having 4 motorcycles. This is the easiest sell mission, but the other ones are like helicopters, slow planes, garbage trucks, post-op vans. Don't even talk to me about the post-op vans. They give me PTSD, but this sell mission here is beautiful. Alright, here we are at the first delivery, and now I just have to do this 3 more times. And because I'm an MC president, I could call up my Oppressor Mark II straight out of my interaction menu and take it back to the sell vehicles. And this here is the final delivery, $446,000. I'm now going to sell off my counterfeit cash factory. This time I got the 3 buzzards where I have 15 drop-offs. This one does take some time, but it is pretty easy. And here we are for the final drop-off. There you go, $367,000. Okay, so it's been a couple hours in real life, but I'm now back and we're here at the MC lockup to do the final MC business sell mission. So here we have a full Coke lockup and it sells for just over 500K. And this time we have the garbage truck mission. Honestly, this one's pretty painful to do, so I'm going to try to get a better mission. As you can see, I lost about 50K worth of stock, but hopefully that's worth it. Hopefully we get a better mission. If I get post-op, that's just karma biting me in the ass. No, I literally called it. Oh man, I can't do this either. I'm soft, but I can't do this either. Okay, so I've lost about 100K worth of stock from refreshing twice, but hopefully it is worth it. If I get post-op again, I swear I might not even do the sell mission. What do we get here? Oh my, we got the best sell mission. We have 1 delivery vehicle. That is it. I honestly completely forgot this was a sell mission because I've maybe got this once or twice in the past 3 or 4 years. It is that rare. Once again, this is another sell mission you could do in a public lobby because it only is 1 sell vehicle. It makes things really easy, but you obviously can't choose what you get ahead of time. And here we are. That is the final drop off, the one and only drop off. That sell mission took only 5 minutes to complete and we made 420 grand. So far I've sold off 4 businesses and they've made me roughly $3 million in pure profit, and in total I think I went AFK for about 8 hours in order for them to fill up. The next business is one that I've been building up stock with for quite some time, and that's because it is one that you set up once and you forget it. And that of course is the nightclub. Now the first thing to do when I get here is to empty out the wall safe. We have 250 grand accumulated in it, and of course you could make up to $50,000 every in-game day or 48 minutes if you have full popularity with your nightclub. The safe maxes out at 250K. There you go. Let's now go sell off our nightclub stock. So I have $940,000 worth of goods in my nightclub warehouse, which is crazy. And that's all from having 5 technicians hired and assigned to cargo and shipments, sporting goods, South American imports, pharmaceutical research, and cash creation. Having all 5 technicians hired and assigned to those 5 goods, as well as having the equipment upgrade for the nightclub, means those technicians source $50,000 worth of goods every hour for me. So as you can see, it's been almost 20 hours of AFK time and active grinding between the past 2 weeks that has led to just under $1 million in stock. But I'm now going to sell it. Once again, I could sell it in a public lobby to get a 50% high demand bonus, but this time I'm selling it in an invite-only lobby just to secure the $1 million profit. Although, of course, this is one of the businesses where selling in a public lobby really works because you only ever get 1 sell vehicle. Luckily for me, this sell mission only has 1 drop-off, so I'm going to drop it off and make an easy 900K. And here we are at the drop-off. That's the end of the mission. Now, Tony will take a 10% cut. That does cap out at 100K, so when you sell over 1 million, you're actually maximizing the amount of money you could make, but I don't care for the sell mission. We should be making roughly 850,000, 840. My math isn't mathin'. But with that, I've now made just over $4 million from selling all 5 of those businesses, but of course, you can make the argument that it's not all profit because I did pay for supplies, which is precisely why at the same time I was building up stock with my bunker, with my nightclub, and my MC businesses, I also made sure to resupply my acid lab and build up stock in that. Now, to be honest, I actually thought that I filled up my acid lab all the way, but I guess I didn't. I'm only at 226K, so I'm here in a public lobby with about 15 people, I'm gonna sell it and I should be able to make roughly 300k. And of course, for those who may not know, the Acid Lab works the exact same way as the MC businesses and the bunker, where you buy supplies. Over time, those supplies get turned into product, which you could sell for a profit. And assuming I get roughly 300k from this sell mission, the money I get from this plus the money I got from the nightclub wall safe will equal about the amount that I spent on supply, meaning the $4 million I made today is pure profit. There you go, 340k, even better. So combined with the 250k from the wall safe, that's about 600k that covers all the supplies. And so with that, I've made just over $4 million profit by running a handful of different passive income businesses while going AFK. And that's probably the easiest $4 million you can make in the game. And if you guys are ever tired of the money grind or the heist grind, this is a great way to make a couple $1 million while barely doing any work. The only real time that I put in was resupplying the businesses, actually going to my apartment to go AFK, and then about the hour and a half that it took me to sell all the product. But now that I have all the money that I need, it's time to buy the two things that I really want to buy for quite some time. And there are two cars that are going to go into my top 10 garage. So we have the T20 here, which is currently on discount from 2.2 million all the way down to 1.54. This is a great steal, an incredible car based off the McLaren. And this is my favorite car from 2015. And the next car I'm going to buy is my favorite car from 2019, and that is the Benefactor Krieger. This car is an absolute beast. I was debating whether I go between this and the Thrax, because the Thrax is probably my favorite Bugatti in the entire game. But because I already have the adder, I might as well go with the Krieger. For the T20, I'm going to replicate what I've always done, which is put lime green paint on it with a yellow pearlescent. You have the carbon rims with a green paint to it, and the car itself just looks incredible. Of course, we also have those scissor doors, which look incredible, and all around, the McLaren in general, the McLaren in real life looks great, but the McLaren in the game looks just as good. You gotta love the T20. And for the Krieger, I always go with an ultra blue with a white pearlescent. I think it looks great. Keep the rest pretty simple. A simple carbon wing on the back and the carbon but fluorescent blue wheels as well. So I love these two cars. They're both incredible. Of course, the Krieger or Krieger, however you pronounce it, also has the gull wing doors, which is pretty cool. Now the T20 I like more so for its looks. I think it just looks beautiful. I love McLarens, but the Krieger is also known for its performance. Now, unfortunately, it is nighttime out. You could also see the underglow I added to the car, but you could see this car is extremely fast and it handles really, really well. This car sticks to the ground. It's especially good on like hills when you're going up and down the hills and you have all those slopes and slants. Its traction is next level. The T20, on the other hand, doesn't have the same traction, but it does have a very good top speed, and it has a very cool feature, which is that retractable spoiler. As you can see, it comes up the faster you go, and then when you brake and slow down, it actually tilts to help you brake even faster, and then it goes back into the car. Once you accelerate, it comes back up again to help with the traction and aerodynamics. But overall, I love the T20 and I love the Krieger. So I'm glad that I was able to make the easiest $4 million I've ever made on the account so far today and get two of my favorite cars of all time. Anyways, with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like. If you're new, subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Peace.